Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of creating T&J. In this video, we will take the rough sketch we created in part 1 and clean it up in Photoshop. We will merge the T&J Charm into the other part of the logo, the main body of the character. So it's all one single image before moving on to the line phase. Let's hop on over to Photoshop and check it out. Welcome back to creating T&J part 2. We are now in Photoshop, and I have scanned my cleaned up version of the T&J logo into Photoshop, along with a separate layer for the T&J Charm. And I've also created a layer on top of those two layers called line work that is invisible right now because I haven't created any line work on top of the existing artwork just yet. So to simplify the Photoshop interface, I got rid of some of the tool tabs that we won't be using during this video. And so the only two that we'll really be using is the brushes and the brush settings tabs. And if they are not present in the window of your Photoshop right now, you can find those under Window. So Window, Brushes, and Brush Settings. If you click those will open up into your window. In this video, part 2 of creating T&J, I wanted to say that I am using a Wacom tablet and a stylus. You could use pencil and paper and markers for this step. And if you want more information on how to follow along the traditional way, please refer to my other YouTube video, Sketch to Sticker Art, where I walk you through the steps of cleaning up a sketch like this and overlaying with marker paper and using markers to do a black and white illustration. But for this Photoshop demonstration, I will be using a Wacom tablet and stylus. Okay, so the first order of business is adding the T&J Charm to the cleaned up sketch of the character body and logo. So I have the T&J Charm on a separate layer. So I will click on it to reveal it. And you can see that since I created the T&J Charm on a separate piece of paper, the area around the T&J is all white. So one way we can get rid of some of the white is with the selection tool. We can select the T&J logo with the square selection marquee tool, like so, and go up to the select menu and scroll down to select inverse, which will select everything opposite of what we just selected on the inside. So we initially selected the T&J logo, and when we select inverse, it selects everything opposite of that. So we have all this around the T&J logo selected, and we'll hit delete on our keyboard. And now we just have the T&J logo isolated, and we will deselect that. And from our layers menu, we will change the layer settings from normal to multiply, which will allow all the white in an image to become transparent. So now we can see the T&J logo on top of the T&J Charm on top of the T&J logo. So with the T&J Charm logo layer still selected, we want to clean up this gray box a little bit in our image. So we will go to Image, Adjust, Brightness and Contrast. And now we want to drag the brightness up so that this gray box will fade away. So we'll drag that along just a little bit, just far enough for the gray box to disappear, and hit OK. So now that we have the T&J Charm in place, we need to go in and erase anything that is passing through the T&J Charm so it doesn't confuse us when we start creating our permanent line work. So one thing I like to always do is I always like to create a copy of something that I'm going to erase on in case I need to come back to it. So I'll select the sketch layer, which is the character, the whole body, layer of the logo, and I will select and duplicate the layer. And it'll be called, Photoshop always adds copy to whatever you copy. Now you're free to always rename it to whatever you want to name it, but copy's always good, so you know it's a copy. Hit OK. So now I will turn one of the layers off and begin erasing the overlapping lines that pass through the T&J Charm. So I'll go over to the tool bar and select the eraser tool, and the size I have already is sufficient for what I'm trying to do. And I will zoom in using Command Plus on a Mac. And if you're using a PC, the command should be similar to what I just used, the Command Plus, whatever your command option is on a PC, plus the symbol plus, and then minus obviously will zoom out. And with the sketch copy, which is the big logo, the character's body, I will go in and start erasing the lines that pass through the T&J Charm portion of the design, like so. Just so that we know where to stop and start our lines when we start mastering the sketch with line work. Like so. And I think that's pretty good there. And I'll Command minus to zoom back out. And now you can see that the T&J stands out nice because we don't have any of these crazy lines passing through, overlapping lines. So we are now ready to start doing the line work. Okay, one last thing before we head into the line work. Right now we have the T&J Charm sketch and the sketch copy of the overall logo on two separate layers, along with the original sketch. So this is an optional step, but with the T&J Charm layer selected, we want to merge the T&J Charm down onto the copy so that it's just on one layer. So with the T&J Charm layer selected, which is over on top of the sketch copy, we go up to the menu in the layers palette and select merge down. And what that will do is it will take the T&J Charm layer and merge it down one level onto the sketch copy. And now, if I turn off the sketch copy, you'll see that they're together. So since I'm happy with the T&J Charm and logo merge artwork, I will take the original sketch layer and I'll delete that. So I'll select the original sketch layer. Down here there's a little trash can. You select that and say yes, and now it's gone. So the only two layers I have now is the sketch copy, which is the entire logo cleaned up, and a line work layer that I haven't used yet. And so now I want to save this file so that in case your computer crashes or whatever, you have your work saved. So go to File, Save As, and navigate to wherever file folder you want to save it to. And lots of times I do these in numerical order so that I can come back if I need to. So I'll change this to, since this is step 2, I'll leave 2 there, but then I'll increase the letter from B to C. And I will save it. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate the love and support you've shown me so far. The subscriber count is going up, and I really appreciate that. If you're new here and you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.